It's very difficult to keep track of when these classes are.
I'm sorry about that. And I know if you got to leave early because we was planning on going, a little bit later. Yeah, no, I jacked them up. I was a little ambitious. I thought my class would get out earlier, and I totally jacked up my classes. I kept them there till 4:30 every day, like most. But I also went through the practice exam.
Very difficult to keep track of when these classes are.
Oh wait, there we go. I'm sorry about that. There we go. That's me talking about what you just said. But thank you, Patrick, for being here. I was going to this platform credential and what you got to do.
I probably can't stay too long. I thought I was almost done with this
Demo
for the demonstration, and then I screwed something up. And
what'd you do?
Well, I had a process builder that was supposed to submit opportunities that were over a certain amount for approval. And then if they're under that amount, they're automatically approved. But once they're approved, it was supposed to create a project. And that was working, and now it's not. And I've spent basically all day today trying to get it to work again, even though I can just remove the big deal approval thing and no one's even going to care. So
let me ask you a question. Oh, you were trying to do something special and fancy in your demo?
Yeah.
So you can go to Process Builder and go back to an earlier version, right?
Yes, and I did that and it didn't work.
The earlier version that worked didn't work when you went back to it?
Correct.
Yeah.
So I don't know if I just hallucinated that it was working properly, which is possible, I guess, but
that could happen. You know what? No. So what are the requirements of your demo?
Well, they gave me very vague requirements. It's basically
I get it. What did they say?
They were like, track marketing, sales opportunities, referrals are really important, and a project should be created when an opportunity is converted or something like that. Like a project should be created automatically. So I was just trying to throw in a little.
So wait, what was the fancy you tried to put in there? Because this is kind of a Q&A because we're almost kind of done with the exercise, I think. What was
the fancy? The fancy was, I was like, okay, well, I'll throw in an approval process. They didn't specify any approval requirements, but
oh, gotcha.
I was like, I'll put in an approval process where if somebody enters an opportunity for $1 million or more, it has to be approved by the manager. And I can get that to work, or I can get the project to be created, or I can get 2 projects to be created because I tick the little box for recursion, but I can't get one, because it seems like after I approve the big deal, the process builder does not get triggered again. And I even tried doing it in a flow and it also didn't get triggered again. So I don't know if I'm just misunderstanding my order of execution or what, but people seem to think it's possible.
So let me see if I understand what it is, right? So because I think we had to go back and do 10-1, right? In order to do 11 something, we got to do 10-1. So let's wait a minute. Hold on, let me see if I got it here. All right, so I got this little whiteboard. So hang on a second. Watch this. All right, great. This is going to be ridiculously small because I don't have my All right, I got my iPhone. I don't know where I think I know where my iPad is. I'm not sure. I'll go with my iPhone right now because I can draw better than I can with my hand. All right, so here's my iPhone. So what's the first step in the process as you defined it? And what's the first criteria? What kicks off any? What are the requirements? They want you to, when an opportunity is closed, won, correct?
Yes, the requirement is given is to create a project automatically when an opportunity is closed.
Close one.
Yes.
All right. So you have to use Process Builder to do that, right? Because when it's won, the next action is to,
Create a record.
you're going to create a project, right?
Yes.
And what are you going to use as the data to update the project?
Well, the data from the opportunity is going to it's
But is it the data from just the opportunity record, or is it the opportunity record plus like the products and contracts and all the other things that could be on there? Or is it just simple from the opportunity record?
I haven't gotten that complicated.
Okay, perfect. So you got to create the project. So that's an easy. You wanted to add, let me see if I get this straight. You wanted to add an approval process,
Before that.
insert here, approval process.
Right. Which works fine so my approval process is if it's over $1 million, it has to be approved. If it's less than that, it's approved automatically. So when it's less than that, it works properly. Everything goes fine. But when I submit an opportunity that is over $1 million, I go to the other user and approve it, the project does not get created.
And that is, by the way, and you have that. How do you submit the approval process? What starts the approval process?
The process builder.
So when the opportunity is closed won, process builder, it's because I'm on my phone, process builder kicks off the approval process.
Yes.
And if it's under $1 million, all is good.
Yes.
But if it's over $1 million and you actually, like so wait, here's what the question I have is the problem where the difference is what determines if it's over or under $1 million, the process builder or the approval process?
The approval process.
Got it. So all won records go into the approval process via process
Yes.
builder. Okay, great. So you could try to filter out the under $1 million, over $1 million in process builder and just automatically approve it, update the approval status as approved or not required, whatever you have there. Or we just have to look at your approval process to see what and where it's failing. Because it's going into the approval process, under $1 million is fine, right? That's automatically approved.
Yeah, the approval process seems to be working as it should, because it updates if I approve the record, if I approve the big one manually, it does update. The approval process does update the approval status field on the opportunity. So it just seems like it's not actually triggering that process, the next step in the process builder.
So, okay. So what, okay. Oh, well, let me ask you this though. Oh, I get it. So you're saying if the approval process, so the process builder sends all won opportunities to the approval process.
Yes.
If it's automatically approved, it then goes and creates the project.
I believe so. I've gone through so many iterations of this that I could be confused, but I think that it works fine with the small deals.
Okay, but if it gets manually approved, it goes through the manual approval process. let's call that these, because that's, this is the easy ones go in, the hard ones go here through the approval process, right?
Yes.
Even if you approve it, something's keeping it from going all the way.
Yes.
So
So the question is, if an approval process updates a field, should that re-trigger the process builder as having the record has been updated?
well, here's what I'm concerned about. On the good to go one, right? That field that record goes through the approval process and then automatically comes out. So something's working in that regard that I don't know what the difference is between automatic and manual. It might be your approval actions, or yeah, I think you answered your own question. Just take it out. When is this project due?
Next Wednesday. And so I gotta practice. Like I need to finish my script and I need to practice doing the demo.
Yeah, you need to create a flow of your demo
Right.
that addresses what you created as part, like a training class.
Yeah, I'm supposed to basically pitch them like I'm pitching a consultancy client.
Oh, you got to create the training program. Oh yeah, you got.
Which is funny because the job that I'm interviewing for is a grunt, like working underneath the consultant. I have to pretend like I know what I'm doing enough to get the job where I don't need to know what I'm doing.
That is not surprising to me. So automatic, it does work. They just want to know you can follow instructions. Here's what I would say. Don't get fancy. Do what you're told. Take out the approval process, right? Because you weren't asked to do that, were you?
No.
Yeah. Don't get fancy, because you're not going to. Here's what they're going to hear in your interview. We asked him to do X and he did X, Y, and Z, and now the customer knows about it, and now we don't have a way to bill it, and we lost hours on that. All we need him to do is dadgum that. So just do dadgum that. That
is true. On the other hand, the recruiter did suggest that I try to put in a little bit of flair of some sort.
So. No. Do that after you got the thing that works working. You got till Wednesday to put in the flair. You got till now to have the regular work, right? So do the minimum requirements. And then what you say is, now it works just like that. Let me flip and turn on this switch. And you go to the next version of your process builder, right? And you say, now, as you grow and progress, you can also do this. Boom. That's how you add it as a consultant. If they want to pay more for that extra, because that's upselling what they want to do, but you did what they asked for first. So you're now being what's called compliant. You're being a good cog next to the other cog, doing what that cog's supposed to do to make the machine run.
But that's the funny thing is I'm supposed to,
I know,
I'm
you're
supposed to demonstrate
cog.
that I'm not just an order taker, right? Like I'm supposed to be consultative.
Right.
And not just be an order taker. But the job that I'm going to be doing, unless I do a dynamite job on this demo and they give me the senior consultant role, which would be crazy, like my job is to be the order taker.
No. I get that. But let me say this. That's fine, but just get the job. So get the job first, right? And go over and above, but let them know, you gave them what they wanted. And now you're going to show them what's possible after we do it. Whenever you're ready, we can do this as well. unless you want to add that to what we're doing now as a change order. I just want you to know this is the way this works is elegant, but if you ever need to put in an approval process, it also works to kick off the approval process. And then you quickly and easily just pick the next version of your process builder that addresses that. Now, my hunch is what happens with the process builder is that it's in the waiting for each step of the approval process that it breaks down, and that you got to create another process that says approval process is true, like status approved, before status not approved as a node in the process builder, so that
Can
it
I have
slips
more
down
than
no.
one? Can I have more than one process on the same object?
Yeah. Oh, absolutely.
Okay.
So let me show you, right? Let's just jump in and get to that. Because I like, so tomorrow, when we do this again tomorrow, I posted it on the thing. Most of what we're going to be doing is Q&A, because we're pretty much going to be done with the exercises today. And so this is what I'm saying to y'all. Because we're going to go through, whether you're here or not, what I'm going to do on YouTube today is 10.1, and then I'm going to go back down to 11.4, because this is the prerequisite for 11.4, right? Because that's all I care about, right? Process builder, and then the other one. Because all the other ones are pretty easy with this. So in the process, what do we say? So, blah, 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 blah.
Do you want to share your screen?
Am I not sharing? Yeah, I do. Sorry. So in process builder, am I sharing yet? Okay.
Yeah.
Can you see my?
Yes. Well, if I can split the two processes out, that should be pretty easy then.
Yeah, I think that's your. I think so. Here's what that would look like.
Because for some reason, I thought I could only have one process on a single object.
You actually want multiple processes.
Okay. Well, I've been needlessly abusing myself all day today.
Hey, that's happened in COVID to more than one
I
person.
probably heard this in some class I took. I'm not naming names, but
Maybe. So look, you do it when a record changes or an event message is received, like an email or that's what an event message is, or it's invoked by another process. So you could create a separate process that does this, but I would just say let's do it when the record changes, right? Because that's what we want to start with. And we're going to do it on the opportunity object. And I don't know that I have everything set up correct. So when a record is created or edited, right? That's what we're doing. And we're not doing recursion. We're just doing when a record is created or edited. So that anytime you have, I think you should only have two processes per object. One that's when the record is created only. Like if you had that entry criteria to start this process is only when the record is created or edited, right? So if you have some processes that you only want to have happen when it's created, you could limit that node here. Otherwise, most of the time, created or edited means any criteria you want, because now I'm going to add the criteria. So for this one, I'm going to call this one approved status. Yes. Right? I'm going to call it that. And the condition is, was approval status, where is that? Is that, was that a related field or?
I added it.
So you created a custom field, right?
Yes.
All right, so let me see if I have a. I'm going to say has line item because that's a Boolean, true or false. So what this one would be is this. So this would be, I'm going to use this has line item as your approval status custom field, right? So my first node is going to be.
Hold on. We're going to launch the approval process with this one.
Just hang on a second. My first node's criteria is the opportunity has been approved, right?
Approved or one?
Approved. That's one criteria. It can't, by the way, so first of all, there's other things that would have to happen before that could be approved, right? It'd have to be a one opportunity, blah, 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 blah. You could, listen, hold on. I could also say that one equals true. Right? So both of these conditions have to be true to take on this project. Yes? To take the action.
I'm just confused on which one we're trying to do here.
So when just follow me for a second. Can I create a project if it's approved and one and approved? Yes?
Okay, so we're doing the project process.
Correct. But it's got to be one and approved. So the first criteria is it true that it's one? And is it true that it's approved? Correct? And I only want to run this process the first time it meets both of these, right, things. That's what the advanced one is. So it subsequently meets the criteria. Then the action would be to create a new record and then create project. Right? Do I have a project? I don't have a project, but I'm going to call it an order. Or do I have contract? I'm going to create a contract, right? And then status and approval process. I'm sorry, draft. I'm going to add a row. Blah, blah, blah. It doesn't really matter. Account ID equals field reference. Right? So there's my action. I'm creating a thing when it's both approved and one. Right? Now, if that's not true, what's it got to do?
Can it be approved if it's not one?
No.
Okay.
So, but it can be approved if it is one, correct?
Yes.
And it can be one, correct?
Yes.
And that's true. And what did I call that stupid field? Has line item could be false. So it could be one and not approved, right?
Yes.
Okay, great. All the conditions are met. I don't want to, but one and not approved is a particular condition. That's why I'm going to advanced. I only want to execute these actions when the specified changes happen to this record. The first time that it's one and not approved, this is what I want to send it to the approval process, right? So when it's one, but not yet approved, correct? Your approval field, right? That's when I kick it off to the approval process. Yes?
Yes.
Okay. So now
what is the advanced? What is that advanced?
it's saying, so remember workflow rules, created in every time it's edited, or created in every time it's edited, created and edited to subsequently meet the criteria. So the
Okay.
first time so how I described it in my class today was, in the review, was Salesforce looks at process and time. And when you're looking at the condition of a record, you want to say, in time, there's only one time that it's been created. Then there's all the times it's edited. But of all the times it's edited, right, there's the first time it meets the criteria to trigger a rule.
That tick box might be what.
That might be what it is.
Yeah.
Because it doesn't know, right, to run this again. Like, it's like, oh, we don't know that, like, we already ran that one. Does it still, like, because if you don't tick that checkbox on the advanced criteria, it's going to keep looking at the criteria and running the action, even though it's already been that way. Right? It's already been approved and won, but it's now you send it, or whatever I don't know what your criteria is.
Well, I was trying to do a formula, like after it wasn't working, I was trying to do a formula, like, okay, if it matches this formula where the approved status is changed, but that wasn't working either. But I think that tick box might be what I needed.
It might be. Try it. So this one is approved. Let's see. I'm going to change this. Approved. Right? It's my opportunity. It's won and approved. It says won and not approved. And the action I'm going to take is submit for approval. And then you could choose the approval process. I'm going to say the default approval process. The submitter is the user field from a record. And the submitter to me is going to be the opportunity, the owner ID. I don't need that.
But I don't want recursion on this.
No, you don't want recursion.
Okay.
Submission comments are exactly that. Like that's just like a manual. Hey, review over 1 million. I'm in a class until, I don't know, 6. All right, so there we go, right? So now it kicks off that approval process.
Do you need to change that?
What?
To evaluate the next criteria?
No, because once it's submitted to approval, then when that record gets approved, this one's going to hit it. So when it's won, it's going to look at this and say, is that true? Nope. So it's going to say, well, has it been won and not approved? Yep. Then it's going to do this. It's going to submit it to approval. Nothing else needed. Now, and this next criteria might be not won, not approved, and then whatever that next thing is, right? So you didn't even matter about won and approved. It's something, 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 whatever that is, or nothing. Like this might be now, because the reason is you could still evaluate your opportunity at different stages. That, like, so you want to take you start from the end of the line, work your way back on that opportunity editing condition. And you could, every time this opportunity is edited, created or edited, it'll look for any of these conditions. Does that make sense? And so if you put one and not approved first, then yeah, if it's one and not approved, it'll submit to approval. And when it changes, it won't meet the criteria to be one and approved. So these are probably okay intermittent. I would probably put my most complete record first and then move down the line to less and less variables. And then this might be this might be that one is false. And I don't know. Let's see what else might put in there. The close date. Oh, I might even do one. I might just do closed. Closed equals false. And then like every time the close date, I always is less than today. Now, why would I do that? Oh. Because I don't want him putting anything on that record without updating the close date all the time. All right, so I got a bad syntax.
What is the close date on the opportunity?
The date that you're expected to have a decision about whether they're buying or not buying your offer.
Okay, that's what I thought.
Oh wait, I got to. Maybe I should probably put a good formula in there that it could actually do a whole formula instead of that one. I hate formulas. So let's see, the opportunity.
Well, that didn't do
Less
it.
than, let's see what reference we could find.
Well, I just tried flipping the order of my criteria and ticking the advanced box. But maybe do I need the advanced box on both?
I don't know. Field does not exist. Today, let's see if that's it. I don't know how to write this formula.
What are you trying to write?
I want to say the opportunity close date is less than today. And I don't know why I can't put today in here.
Today is, if you do the formula, just put that.
Well, let's see if that works.
No, you need to use the formula.
Wait a minute. See. Yeah, but how do I write today in a formula?
The same way you just wrote it, today, and then parentheses.
Voila! All right, perfect. And then I'm going to do here, I'm going to do a chatter post. Update Let's see something. Oh, you know what? All right. Now, let's see.
Okay, well, I just edited my opportunity and now it got converted into a project. So let's see if I can get this to work from a new opportunity.
See, I have a natural snarkiness. The close date of unless you have a time machine is not going to create. PS.
Nope. Doesn't want to create my project.
PS go to your manager. All right, so I'm just doing a little post on the record, and then I could let's see. Anyway, and then I could. Oh, I could add another action. I'm going to update the record. Did that not work? Select the
No.
opportunity.
Yeah, I tried adding recursion and then it just says it's currently in an approval process. I liked your original idea of just separating these out into two separate processes.
Right on. So now, watch this. Check this out. Update the expected date that you will. Right? P.S. A notification to the manager 24 hours, blah, blah, blah. No, it won't. Take that out. I'm not threatening anything I can't do because I can't do a time delay on this one. But anyway, so now then I update it so I blah, blah, blah. So that's a little process builder that I would do. And I would assume it would work. Confirm the activation. And what is that dadgum one that I did? So that was a process builder for your. So how did it work for you? Do you want to show yours and see if we can work it out?
Let me try this other. Try the. Try the second method.
All right, so I got an opportunity. What is that dadgum field that I said that I needed? Oh, you know what? I'm going to create. What did you say? You created an approval field?
Approval status.
Is it a pick list?
Yeah.
Isn't there already? That's a related field, though, isn't it?
On opportunity? No, you have stage.
Wait a minute. Let me just make sure. So my approval process, let's just look see if I have one.
Is there any way to mass delete processes?
No. Maybe with other tools. All right, we're going to the quick start one. So my initial record lock. Step one. So I can add another. I'm just going to do a one-step approval, final approval actions. Add new. Field update. I'm going to guess I'm going to add a field. Well, I thought, is there not? I just don't know. There's no approval. So we'll create approval status field. Did you just create a pick list field for your approval status?
Yes. I just had submitted, approved, rejected. Well, I give up. What the fuck?
Find something else fancy to do.
What the fuck?
What? Come on, man. Approved. Approval status. I'm going to do a checkbox. I have now I'm going to my approval status. Now I'm going to my process builder. I can edit my process. Got to clone it.
So annoying.
Why?
Why can't you just
Can't do it.
deactivate it, edit it?
Because you can't, there could be things in process. You have to clone
Yeah,
it and then add a new process that then does it. So here's what
then
I'm
they make it a pain in the neck to delete these old processes. It's like you could. Nope. I created 2 separate processes and it still doesn't work. So for whatever reason, when the approval process updates the field, it does not trigger that process.
That makes sense. Let's see. So the approval process, when the approval process updates the field, is that your final approval actions to update that field?
Yeah.
And then it doesn't go through process builder anymore?
It doesn't look like it.
I don't know.
Because if I edit it manually, it will go through. I mean, I don't know. It's like you said, find something else fancy, I guess. Go on Fiverr, pay somebody to make this demo for me.
Maybe. All right, let me just see if this is the, can I put the field? Name. Count.
How can this be so difficult?
What you mean?
You'd think that it's a fairly common thing. Like the record gets a like the
Yeah, I
deal
just
gets
don't know. I don't
approved.
do it a lot. I don't do approval. Like because you're mixing the old and the new stuff, you know? So, you know,
Well, how do I make it so somebody can't enter a $10 billion deal, get their $500,000 commission check without anybody batting an eyeball at
approval process.
it?
Well, they should be worried about the other stuff, right? So they should be definitely. What's add existing topic? I don't understand what add existing topic is. I never paid attention to that before. All right. So I'm. This ought to do it. Let's see. Oh, I didn't add that. Did I add that field? Hold on a second. Hang on, wait. Let me do this. So I basically want to. I want to. So I'm just going to edit this field first because that ought to be like something, right? If I edit anything, it ought to take. All right, we're in decision makers, and it ought to post a chatter and update my close date. Did it? Yep, it updated my close date. Cha cha. Close date is less than today on this opportunity. I've automatically closed today, but as you know, it's your responsibility to update the expected date you close the sale of this opportunity. Good luck. Your friendly Salesforce admin who wants to snarky snipe and snap you, but now, if I close this deal,
Bah, bah, bah.
wah. Oh, because I don't have a contract on it, because I don't have products. Blah. I don't have any of the stuff that I said to create a new thing of.
What a
So,
pain in the keister.
yeah, I was just looking, but hey, these two, these two passed the test and went to that. I want to want it and not approve it to submit it for approval, and then I'll know that worked because it'll be locked down. So anyway, I got to change the process to create something else. I don't want to create a project. Wait, why was it trying to create a project anyway? It wasn't
That's just
neither.
what
It was neither one.
that's just what you named it. It's trying to create a contract.
Right. I know, but neither the approved nor one. It was one, but my approved wasn't there. Where's my approval? It is not approved. The approved is false. So it did not meet the
Well,
criteria.
it's trying to submit to approval.
No, it's not what it tried to do. It tried to watch. Tried to create the daggum project. No. It's trying to send it to approval process. Oh, okay. So it is trying to do one and not approved. It's trying to do this, but it
Yeah,
could because I don't have an approval process.
isn't this so much better than the exercises?
Right?
It's more
So let me go to my.
energizing.
Oh, I didn't activate the opportunity approval. Duh. See what it does.
Now I get to see all the things I'm going to screw up in my,
Yeah, no doubt.
presentation.
You better practice, man.
I
That's all I
need
gotta
to
do.
practice.
Look at
That's why I
that.
gotta. That's why I gotta get this stuff done.
Now, I didn't update the approval status to submitted. I'm going to change my process when I go back to Process Builder. But hey, guess what? It's in the approval process. Version 3. Add an action. Update a record. Oh, no, not this one. Hold on. Aha! Now what? New project process failed. Oh, I'm in the middle of approval process anyway. I don't know why I let me change anything at all. All right, I'm going to another opportunity. It did not change my approval status. Did not update my chatter. Something sucks in my process for sure. Before I do that, all right, it changed it. It posted the chatter, so that piece is working. Da-da-da. So now it's one and not approved. Oh, dadgummit. I added the action to the wrong one. No wonder it doesn't work. Now look at this. Submitted for approvals. Yeah, not true, man. Delete that action and add it to the right damn step. So this is a text value. So submitted. That goes there. So I got one approved. All right. Activate that. So now I should be able to close this opportunity, which has a today's close date. It's not approved, man. All right, I gotta go find another, clone this opportunity. Huh. It updated the close date to today. That's a good process every day. Damn it. Another chatter post. So now on the details, approval status is nothing. Approved is nothing. So let me see. The opportunity equals true in 1. Approved is false. 1 is true. So that should, if I close win it should submit it for approval. Yep, it changed it to submitted. Status is close 1, and I should have a chatter post that says, check it out, dude. Thought I had a chatter post. Oh, that's to the user. So I'm not going to see that chatter post on the record. But if I look at, oh, you're not going to let me look at me? Yep, look at that. Boom, boom, boom. So that happened. That's good. So I'm in the approval process now. So now I gotta now I gotta rebuild it, right? But now I gotta create, once it's approved, right? My approval process. I gotta create. I gotta deactivate it so that I can add. Help me with this. So now I have to final approval action. I gotta do a field update. In my approved status. Who owns that opportunity? I own the opportunity. I don't have a manager. Who the hell am I going to get to approve it? Let me just check this out. I don't even know if I have a sales profile. I don't. I don't have a standard. What? How many users do I have? Oh, I only got these users. Engineers all over the place. My goodness.
Just make Amy Lojack your manager.
What?
No.
Cynthia's my manager. All right, so hang on. So
Well,
now let me see.
This is
Where's
just annoying me.
why is that?
Well, it should be so simple. It shouldn't be this difficult for me to do it. And
No, this is easy. What? No, I would just say, well, now I'm going through the next step, which is I'm proving it, right?
I don't
He's
mean
gotta-
you. You're not annoying me. This
Oh,
fucking process builder approval process bullshit is.
now wait, let's just see what happens, right? Because that record has now been approved. That's my approval history. It's now been approved. It's got the checkbox. So in the chatter feed, why don't I see log out as her? And now when I look at that opportunity, the approved should be updated. But you're right, the approval process may not kick off the old process builder. And that may be a thing, I don't know. Like, so now it's been approved. And what I should see is a chatter post. Remember, I'm looking for the chat. What I do is I look for the chatter to let me know the other actions took place. So I should see in chatter why latest post, man. Show me latest. In my process, it should one and approved should create the project, which is really creating a contract. I don't even know if all that's even. Ah, look at that.
Did it work?
Well, let's see.
I'm gonna be real mad if it works.
Wait a minute. 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 It says 125. I'm going to delete this because, right now I'm going to go back to my opportunities.
I hate it.
But I mean, I think it might have created a project. Let's see. So opportunity, account ID, status, draft. Let me clone this and add a little more detail, right? So create a project, create contract, call it that. Let's add some rows. Field. Billing city. Let me log in as Cynthia. Now with Acme, I should be able to see in the company there ought to be a contract now. Mm. So my process was supposed to create. So let's see if it's a record real quick. Acme 200 widgets. Oops. Let me go back to my opportunities. It's been status is approved. Now I bet, watch this. Okay, so it didn't happen through the approval process, right? But if it's approved,
If you edit this, it will.
right?
Yeah.
I don't have permission. What? It's the fucking CEO. All right. So it's been approved. There is no contract, but if I edit it, and change one thing. What can I change? My probability. So now it's won and approved. So now when I go here, I ought to see the contracts. It's not part of the page. Why am I logged in as Cynthia? I hate when all this shit goes wacky. Voila. Contract 101 created. But I had to edit the opportunity as the owner because the process didn't do it. So that might mean there's something missing in the approval process to trigger the process builder. So I don't know what that is. Right? Here's my contract, the billing address. I put in just the billing city, so that's that, blah, blah, blah. So there's a lot, I mean, there's a lot of detail in doing this particular process, but I think we discovered the commonality is the approval process won't kick off the process builder. Right? That
Unless
works.
you use recursion, and I think it works then.
Did you try recursion?
But I don't remember if it worked with my manually approved ones.
I think the manual approval process has to have something to do with the, if you go process, the approval, something with the approval process. I don't know. We got to go look at help. Hey, I'm going to be right back. I'm going to mute myself. Be right back. I'm going to take a few minutes. All right, Patrick. Hey, I can't hear you, man. All right, so let me deactivate this. What else do we need to do with this one? Is there a way? All right, so look, let's check it out. Is there a way? Salesforce can an approval process. We already know people had this problem, right? You saw the autocomplete with Google. This might be the answer. When you added a field update action or approve process, the checkbox reevaluate workflow rules after a field change needs to be checked in order to have all workflows to be run and evaluate again after field update rules and the approval processes are applied.
That's in the approval process?
I don't know. Let's see if the Salesforce docs, this ass white put a thing in. So I hate when people just put their help docs in there.
Yeah.
So this guy's got a good, let's see. Because remember there's the new record field values are loaded from the request and overwrite the old values, all before triggers execute. Yep, system validation occurs. The record is saved to the database but not yet committed. I think you missed Saturday. Did you watch Saturday's recording? It had the order of execution in it. Last Saturday's recording.
I don't remember if I was there or not.
Because you know the order of execution is system validation.
I mean, I've looked at the order of execution, which is what I think is the problem.
But are you taking the big one, like the big order of execution, or the little one, the admin or the process app builder? You know what I mean? Let's see if there are workflow field updates. That's that DML. You were on that. Hold on. So let's see. Checkbox, reevaluate workflow rules after fields need to be checked. Is that in the approval process?
Yes. If I just edited, so I went to my field update. So
Yeah.
I changed that.
All right. So let me go to that one. Reevaluate workflow rules after the field has been done, right?
Yes. I'm going to kick myself in an uncomfortable region if this works.
Why? No, that's how you learn, man. Don't worry about it. All right. So this is. All right. So now I got to go. Activate this. Go to my last opportunity to be approved. Oh, I got to blah, blah, blah. I got to log in as Chicky Face.
I have all these 1,000 opportunities in my account now. It's going to look ridiculous when I do my demo.
Do a cleanup.
How do I mass delete all this crap?
Mass delete. You just answered the question.
But it doesn't, it only allows you to do it if it's associated with an account.
Are they not what? Are they not associated with an account?
Yeah, it's just clicks not code, man.
I don't understand what you're talking about. It's totally easy to just data loader the shit or just delete them.
There you go, data loader.
All right. So now I've approved, I've updated. I've updated the opportunity date. Oh, life is damn good.
Oh, fucking bullshit.
Easy. Children might watch this channel. And if those children are watching this channel, by the way,
If the
fuck
teacher
you
can
for not being able to
swear,
handle a FU. Come on, man. This is an adult channel doing adult stuff.
if the
You can't
teacher
handle
can swear, then the student should be able to swear when he can't get the damn thing to work.
I don't know what you're talking about.
We can't save this record because the opportunity to project process failed. Okay, well, that's a little different than before.
All right, so wait a minute. I got my one contract. So I got to look. Is my approval process done? So if this worked, I should have a congratulations on my opportunity 1,200 widgets. It's been approved. It did not run the workflow. Oh wait, no, it's not. All right, now that's I need more opportunities. All right, this is my newest one. Let's see. I'm not approved, and I'm not. My status is not approved. So it's been submitted. Life is good. I've got a chatter post that says, "Dude, I updated your thing. You kind of suck. Your close date's been updated. It's been updated. Oh no, it didn't update the close. Oh, because it went to close one. Let me do this. Yeah, okay. Probably won't do it. Why is it calling it new project still, you bastard? Bada boom, bada bing. It created it up. And if I go to the owner's chat tub, sent through the approval process.
Are you logged into your MindSpring account over there?
No, why? I'm just in I'm in Cynthia. She's in Classic. I'll put her back to Lightning.
Cynthia's using CompuServe.
CompuNet. What was before CompuServe? There was something else. I had a CompuServe account. Back off. Did you have one?
No. I was all about stealing those American Online discs.
You've got mail. That's where you came up with. All right, so we created the contract. If I go to the opportunity that I just approved, Dominic should have gotten, here's what I'm looking for, right? I should have got a congratulations text. Oh, possibly a jackwagon. I don't like the way Chatter posts actually post, by the way. They don't really go in the order in which I would appreciate them to. Oh, awesome job. Boom. Like a bananas.
Is it working?
Fuck yeah, it's working. So because I got a new contract, right? So that's the little setting that did yours work when you did it?
No, I just made it worse.
You want me to upload mine to yours? I can give you a change set. You want to see how to do that? Whee! Oh, grasshopper.
All right, I'm deleting all these processes.
Yeah, man. Let me just put it in a change set and send it to you. How about that? Because it creates a contract. That's all you need to do. What's a project for? Why a project? Oh, that's their requirement, right?
Yeah.
Oh, that's why. That's why they keep saying the new project failed. Oh, that's a good to know. All right. So my new project, let me clone it real quick.
Well, just show me what.
What? Show you what?
All right. So your process.
So it starts on an opportunity when its record is created or edited. No advanced recursion. No recursion. Recursion is when it reevaluates the record at the top here. It reevaluates the record at the top of the funnel when other updates have happened down the road. All right?
Okay.
I should do that. Oh, no.
And so first, we're testing if
Is
it's
it
won and approved.
correct? Then it's won and not approved, which actually submits it to approval and sends me a message. Awesome job. I don't know what add an existing topic means.
And
You?
then, so for, uh, so for approved, won and approved, it's just all of the conditions are met. But then I'm doing advanced. I better get this job.
You know, you got a video to show how you worked it out. It's just a case. Oh, wait. Oh. So I just wanted to create a couple of things that look better. So yeah, so the first criteria is won and approved. Then it triggers the action to create a contract and then post to chatter. The post to chatter goes to the record. And I used to know before you could put an at the person, I used to know how to find the person based on the owner of the record ID, blah, blah, blah. Okay. And then you could customize who gets mentioned to the record, but I'm not going to worry about that because it's going to the record and I'm going to leave it that way. So that's fine. So then if it doesn't meet that criteria, it goes to the next criteria. It's won and not approved. And let me make sure because I have this to run the first time that it's in approval. And if it's right, and then it's submit, the actions are to submit to approval. And then one, your opportunity has now been sent to the approval process on this, on the opportunity record below. It's got the name, the account, and then I got to put I'm going to clean it up a little bit for that amount.
Can you,
What? I can. You asked me.
what is it? The opportunity owner ID is who you're posting the chatter to?
I'm posting it. Yeah. So yes, I'm posting it. So on the record, right? I'm No, I'm actually posting. I'm just testing where it posts. So the user that I'm picking. Oh, this is this my active process? Fuck. Oh no, it's not. So this is going to the owner of the opportunity, right? And I'm just saying your opportunity has now been sent to the approval process. Keep an eye out. Blah blah blah.
For one and not approved, do you have the advanced button checked?
Yes. Yes.
Okay, so you have that for both.
Because I only wanted to trigger this process the first time it meets the criteria. And in the approval process and in this process, there's going to be many updates to the record, which may not trigger anything in Process Builder, but I don't want to take any chances. Right? So it's the first time it meets the criteria, not because if you didn't do that, every time it met that criteria and you edited the record, right? It's going to it's going to trigger the process, and that's going to be weird. So let me activate this. And that's why I have the scheduled action thing, because in here, in my criteria there, I don't have it checked. So this is just a good little rule of thumb right now to notice that when you have that checkbox checked, because now it doesn't, I actually should do that here. On this one, watch what happens to my time lapse. When I click that, it now gives me the ability to do scheduled actions. So, well, right now it creates the contract. I might want to wait 3 days to send a task to update to make sure, like, if we haven't gotten the contract back yet, I can create now from that time frame, right? So it's won and not approved because that happens once. Just like when a record is created, it happens once. You can then set a timer from that date. But if it's every time it's edited, Salesforce doesn't know when to set the timer from. Right? It's like every time it's edited, well, I can't. So it's always a stop action. Like you can't. I mean, it's always a single action. To which, by the way, which is why you might say, at this point, go ahead and evaluate the next criteria because I've got other things that will trigger scheduled actions, right? Or vice versa. So, that's what this setting does, by the way. So when it's created or when it finally meets the criteria, you can start scheduling actions from that fixed date. Does that make sense? So I'm going to activate this and I'm going to go through this entire process on a single opportunity that's still open. Right? So the first thing I'm going to do is update and annoy my salesperson for having something in the past. So Salesforce.com. Oh, this is one. Pshaw. I'm going to say value proposition. So it's going to post a message and it's going to change the close date to today. All I did was not close it one, right? And in my chatter post, I changed from close one to value proposition. And then my chatter post was, hey man, I did you a solid, but you got to update this thing for reals. Right? I might put a counter on that so that the third time I update that opportunity with the close date and they haven't updated, then I'm gonna put it back to close lost and say you must not be doing anything with this deal. Like it's not lost. Yeah, it is. Pay attention. So now that I've done that, I have anything on here? Add contact roles. Do I have any up people? I'm going to do Carol. I'm going to mark my stage complete. I'm going to check this again, see if it's going to actually change it back and post again, which it did. So it automatically keeps them up to date, which would be super annoying. But now I'm going to mark that stage as complete. And I'm going to move this to Friday of next week. Mark that stage complete. Still going to keep that. So it didn't change anything there, which is great. Now I'm going to close, and I don't have an approval status or approved. So now I'm going to pick close one. My approval status is submitted. I've got a Chatterer post. That chatter post is going to be on my profile. And that's this one. Your approval has now been sent to approval process. Keep an eye out for approval message. Da 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 da. So now I can log in as Cynthia. Huh. I don't know where's Mother of Jabaz. Here's what I don't know. I haven't set this up. Oh, Cynthia. Yeah, I'm going to approve it. Comments. Approve it. Now I should see a contract. Now that it's approved. All right, so let me log out.
Is that it?
What? I don't know. It doesn't. I don't. It should be. This login as is acting weird, unexpectedly.
I do it in the incognito window so it doesn't screw up my session.
How?
Right click login and then do incognito window.
Oh, really? Oh, cool. That's the one I did there. I should have. Awesome job. Yeah, so it got approved, which means it is global media account. Yes, that's the contract that got created. The stupid name. Where's my contracts? Oh, I don't see it because I didn't put it on the page yet. But yeah, that's the same contract that I saw when I was what's her name. I don't know what your problem is, Patrick. We can get it to work easy.
I don't know what my problem is either.
You just gotta click the right buttons.
My problem is I'm trying to do some fancy shit that's not fancy and it's not working.
I think you just missed that one button in the approval process. The final approval status, you got to reevaluate, tell it to reevaluate. That's it. Here's my contract. Boom.
All right. Can you
So there you go.
show me your process?
Yes. So let's go with my process. So the start of the process is when a record changes.
I've got that.
And then by the way, so that's the record change process. And when a record is created or edited,
Yes.
right? Now my first criteria is one and approved.
Yes.
If that's true, the immediate actions are to create a contract, blah, 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 and then do a chatter post that says, awesome job, that's been approved by, and I pull the manager name in, right? I don't have any scheduled actions, and it stops right there. If it's one but not approved, right? If it's one but not approved,
And submit.
then I submit for approval, and I choose my default. I only have one active process, so it does that one. And I submit a chatter post. Your opportunity has now been sent, and that's going to the user, their profile, not the record. I did that on purpose because I wanted to see different chatter posts. I didn't want to get them confused. And then I updated. My next step is updating my actions submitted for approval, and then I move my pick list field to submit it. So I have a pick list field for the status, and then a checkbox field for approved.
Okay.
So that's when. So then the approval process. In the approval process, see if it'll show me. So when it's supposed to lock the record from being edited, initial submission, didn't see that happen. But yeah, it did prevent me from editing it. It said send it. The step one is assigned to my manager. I didn't do final rejections because I didn't care about that yet. So the final approval is whatever. I check the approve field and I update the status. But when I check the approve field, right, reevaluate workflow rules after that change. Because I'm triggering off that field, so I got to approve off of that change. Does that make sense? I didn't do that for the other fields.
Okay, hold on. Oh, where'd you
go? I went to a bad place. What the hell? Man, Salesforce, you're acting weird. Like the pages are flipping weird, by the way. So what do you want to see, my approval process? So look at the final approval actions.
Okay, so initial is lock the record, okay. And then
that's standard.
Approval steps, you're just sending everything to the manager.
Yeah, I just picked the manager to approve it.
But without any criteria.
I don't care about criteria right now. Right now, I'm not caring about criteria.
So maybe I should just try that without criteria first.
Hell yeah, I'll do it without criteria first.
So you have all records should enter this step.
So now I can add, I just cloned it so I can add criteria and then we can test that, right? Let's see. All records in this step. Enter this step is, so I'm going to do this, the amount greater than 100,000. Right? Whoops. So here's my step. The amount is greater than 100,000, else approve. Right? In my record lock, I can, oh wait. Final approval record lock's not what I want.
And then what about final rejection? You just have unlock. Okay.
Yeah, I don't care about that. So in my So now it only goes to approval over 100 grand now. Is that how yours is set up, or do you have it set up with 2 criteria?
No, that was it.
Okay. So now I can test it. So I'm gonna go to Acme. I'm gonna mark that stage as complete. It's gonna update so it's still doing, like I'm still checking it, right?
So the only, in the approval process, the only field that you had to add that flag to was the field update. in the
Yeah, I just
flow.
did it when it update the checkbox field. That's the one I'm triggering the process off of. Right?
Yeah.
Look, nobody's watching us. Nobody's commenting. Damn. So all right, so now I can close this sucker. And because it's under 100 grand, watch, it's going to be automatically approved. What? Did I activate my approval process? You know what? I didn't. Dominic. Now I got to log in as her, though.
Just enter your same login that you used for the other one.
Oh, gotcha. Oh, brilliant. That's a great new trick, dude. I love, everybody can learn a new trick every day. Hashtag stop being conceited.
So you can just leave that open and then switch back to the other one. Because
Yeah,
I was
yeah,
getting
no,
all kinds of stuff screwed up because it was like, oh, you're not the manager. You are the manager. What?
Oh, I know. Totally, dude. I love it. That's a great idea. I never thought of that. So now, because this is
Okay.
this
Well,
is even under, it's under the amount.
my
But I gotta
approval
approve it.
worked,
Yeah.
and it created the project.
All right.
So now I just need to go back and add that criteria and see if it works.
Yeah, cool. We're making money tonight, baby. Now here's one that's 100 grand, and with the right approval process active with criteria, I'm going to make my amount 120 grand. Let me check something real quick. I want to make sure. All right, so now I want to go. So now I got one at 40 grand. So if I do global media, 40 grand, and close win it. There it is, all the way approved. And I should have a global media 400 widgets contract.
It worked.
Let's see what the 400 widgets deal description is. Yep. So it automatically went to submitted and approved under 400 grand. And now my $120,000 one should just go to submitted. Uh-oh. What the hell? So I jacked up my approval process.
Well, at least.
All right, so let's just see what happens.
At least you don't have a project due in 4 days.
What's that?
At least you don't have a project due in 5 days with it.
Let me edit this. So, all right, so step one, the opportunity amount, the criteria met. Oh, huh.
Well, now my yeah, now my small deals aren't going through.
Yeah, no, I just screwed up. Damn it. Should be really, maybe we should have looked at the instructions. I don't know.
What instructions?
Oh, wait a minute. So if let's see, if it's less than 100 grand, automatically approve. That's my instruction.
Right, yeah. I edited it backwards.
If property amount else approve, now I got to clone this daggum opportunity. I'm going to clone it again just to see what's up.
Right, we should have greater than 100,000 else approve.
Right.
Yeah. That's it.
So my last test, why is my last test cloning? Oh, it's a stupid clone, man.
All right. It went through.
Did I hit the right one?
Mine's working.
So I know I got you. I'm gonna just check my first stage in the process. It's gonna not allow it. Beautiful. Now I'm gonna close one it. And then it's gonna submit for, why did it approve it? All right, so that didn't approve it. So I messed up my clone process. Let me just look and see what I did wrong. I never did approve, like I didn't have the approve process in 5 years. So, all right, so this is my approval step.
Well,
Opportunity is less than 100,000.
you gotta change that to greater than 100,000.
I did that. It still did the same thing.
Criteria met,
Right?
and then that should be greater than. Because now anything that's less than 100,000 will be approved.
That's what I thought.
automatically.
Oh, I know what I gotta do. All right.
You know, Salesforce could have saved me a lot of trouble today if they had just changed the name of that field.
So what?
Well, instead of saying reevaluate workflow rules, it could say, you know, reevaluate process builder rules or reevaluate automation.
Let me just edit this one and see what happened. This one was working great. This is what I do. I'm gonna go back to the approval process that worked, and then just update that.
Yeah. I mean, it works. What you did.
Yeah, I get it. I'm not doing that bullshit. All right, so approval step.
This whole thing was just that one box. Well, there's actually a couple other boxes that it was just the one box that I never checked.
Right. So initial. Oh, I got to do this one. Add a field update.
Just burned up $300 billable hours.
What you? What do you mean?
I mean, if I was getting paid to do this,
Oh yeah, yeah. You just like killed somebody. All right. I'm gonna activate it now. All right. So now look at all this shit. All right. Hold on. All right. What do I got left? I got one left.
create a new one.
I am. All right. Let me see if this is working. So that updated. That's perfect. I'm going to close one it. This one should go right to the manager and hit submit it. Perfect. Now she's got items to approve. Bada boom. Wait a minute. Oh yeah, I'm going to approve it. And that should lead to, if I refresh that record, it should change to approved with a checkbox and a contract. Ha ha!
Did it work?
Of course it worked.
Awesome.
I'm a fucking genius. It only took how many hours? Yeah. There it is. Winning requires approval over 100,000. Totally did. Cynthia owns it. Good for you, Cynthia. However that works. However this shit works. I don't really do this shit much. So, all right, last one to test is my cheap ass opportunity that doesn't need approval. 2,000 widgets. Old. Hit edit. I'm going to change it to 22,000. Update it. That's what I wanted. I wanted to update that. Chat me up with a damn it. Close date. Damn it reminder. Close it. Wait a minute. I want to see it in the background. I want to see approved, check, and approval status approved. What's wrong with my approval status?
Oh no.
So look, my opportunity approval is active. Did it update the field? Nope, didn't update Jack. Is this my entry criteria?
What's going on?
My entry criteria.
Yeah, I just do everything goes into. I do everything. So uses approval process if everything. So instead of criteria are met, so just everything goes in there. Or I guess just you delete the criteria. This is change field opportunity amount to none, and then delete the amount.
You don't even need to do all that. Once you put it the field to none, saves. Yeah, but all right. So hang on.
Because now everything is going to go into the approval process. Everything under $100,000 or
Where do
999,000.
I set that? Okay. All right. Da 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 da.
That's in your approval criteria. So if you scroll down, don't do that. You're just going back to where you were. So if you edit approval steps,
Ah,
enter this step.
now this is amount less over 100,000. Oh no.
Yeah, greater than.
I
Because
see where I'm at.
otherwise, if it's over $100,000, it goes to the manager to be approved.
Otherwise, it approves.
Otherwise, it approves it.
Let me refresh the page. That's a key too. You ought to refresh the page before you submit it so you load up the new approval processes as well. You think, but what does that matter? Because it's freaking Salesforce and everything matters. So now, again, let me check this. First step of the process builder, make sure it's working. Yep, it updated that. Now I hit closed. One. Ah, bada boom, bada bing. I had the wrong criteria at the entry criteria instead of the approval criteria. My bad. Woo, that was only hard. Patrick, I enjoy working with you. I look forward to doing more together. You didn't help all that much, but you taught me through my parts. I talked through yours. No, I'm kidding. You know, you really helped. So,
Does
all right,
is
I'll see them.
that?
What?
I mean, is that something that is there's any likelihood of ever coming up in real practice? I mean, like I'm not just completely wasting my time doing that, right?
The approval processes are really critical. A lot of companies don't use it, and they should.
Okay.
They literally do it offline and then go to Salesforce and don't do it. And I'm like, well, why are you doing that? Why are you wasting? So it's a question you should ask. Right? And by the way, in case anybody's like mad at us, look, we said we were going to do exercises. We did it without the walking through, right? So we did it without their instructions. We did it with our own instructions. We just didn't pay attention to, like, that's setting up an approval process right there.
I made up a use case.
Yeah, we made up our own use case. So tomorrow morning we'll do this one in for reals with that to follow the instructions for anybody else who's watching. But this is how you work things out. And look, and if you got comments on what I could have done different or better at a certain earlier time in the video, go ahead and put them in there because honestly, I don't do this all the time. And the rule of thumb that I have is to remind you that if you don't do something all the time, you're not going to be good at it. End of story. End of story. But hey, we got it to work, and that's the most important aspect of it all.
Well, thank you.
Hey, man, thanks.
I'm sure you probably got to get going. I got to get going too, but if you have a second, could we turn off the recording and